Hunter, obviously with no pads, you can't make a judgment on a person, but Aidan O'Connell sure seems to be smooth. Look,
Yeah.
you can even tell from mini camps to now, he's getting rid of the ball quickly. Can you just give us your early assessments?
Yeah, Aiden's he got drafted, I think, 5th round. So, fifth rounders are, that's a special place in my heart. But, he's just been a guy who's stepped up in the huddle and just has that calm demeanor about him. And, guys want to follow him. And he's been incredibly accurate, since he's gotten here. And so, he's someone that, how all this plays out. But he's someone who we believe in. And if he goes in there, then we'll follow.
After the last time we talked to you, you said you were going to get in your truck, drive to South Carolina
Yeah.
and kind of clear your mind, or just think about the season. When you got home to South Carolina, what?
Was that right after the season?
Yeah.
Is that, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot to digest, I'm sure.
Yeah,
coming off last.
yeah, it was a long season, and so, I just got home. The last 2 summers I stayed out here. This summer I went back home and just got back to the fundamentals, back to the basics, back to why you love the game, and the biggest thing for me was that I learned through all of it was just to control what I can control, and I think getting pulled in a lot of different directions and expectations and unnecessary ones I put on myself. And just to, go out there and have a great day and have a great practice and take it one day at a time, one rep at a time, one route at a time, and have that kind of singular mindset, and then let everything else take care of, what's going to happen next. And so that's really what I've taken from that.
Sometimes when people are looking at things from the outside, narratives can grow, and one was Hunter might not be able to flourish in this kind of an offense with Josh McDaniels. I'm sure you've heard some of that. What do you say to that type of narrative?
I'm practicing hard to try to, right? I think all of us are. I think everyone out there at practice is doing what they can because they owe it not only to themselves, but they owe it to their teammates. And I think that's the important thing, and that's the big thing for me where I feel like I let a lot of my teammates down last year. And that's something that left a bad taste in my mouth, and something that I want to get over and prove to them, through the spring and also going into the season, that I'm a guy that they can count on, and it's going to be consistent.
This offseason, there's been a lot of kind of reports with your name circulating, whether it's trade rumors or things of that nature. I know that's kind of part of the NFL business, but what's been your kind of response to that as a player?
As far as what? Sorry.
Your response to kind of your name being out
Yeah,
there?
just have fun every day and control what I can control. And, going out there with my teammates and just playing the best that I can and having fun with it. And I think, I didn't necessarily have a lot of fun last year. And so that's my big thing for this year is find ways to have fun and, not really care about the outside noise and just go out there and, go in with my teammates and find a way to have a blast.
Like you have a better understanding since it is year 2 and
Yeah.
you kind of know what happened year 1 and you know where to correct it and how to make it better?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find ways to correct it, right? But, just from the spring and the verbiage and, going through these first few days of these first few installs, everything is so much more smooth, so much more familiar. And the guys are familiar, the coaching staff's familiar, how they coach. And so feel like I'm in a lot better place than I was this time last year.
You said you didn't have a lot of fun. Was it because of the injuries and the transition to the new offense, a combination of both? One or the other?
I think a lot of expectations I put on myself, and a lot of just trying to do too much and feeling kind of I've always gone by the two things of the way I measure my success in the season is not letting my teammates down and being the reason why we win games. And I feel like I didn't do a very good job of either one of those last year, and that's why I didn't have the most fun. But there were some good parts of last year and things we can take from. And, I enjoyed all my teammates and that sort of deal. But I want to definitely give them the best version of myself.
Under this offseason, you guys brought in Danny Amendola as a coaching assistant. I know you guys kind of have some similarities in the way that he, ran in that New England offense and what you do here. How has he been able to help you since he's come along?
Yeah, just how he sees the game. And he's done it, right? Coach Lombardi and Mick and Josh, they've done a great job of coaching it, right? And they're great coaches. But for DA to go out there and show us how it's done and kind of pull me aside when it's needed to, this is what I'm seeing. This is how I run this, how I, view this. This is how I kind of look at coverage. It helps you a lot, and it gives you confidence to know that, he's done it and and he knows what to look for.
Hunter, you were kind of banged up last year. Did you do anything this offseason in terms of your offseason training program to kind of get you ready and prepare for 2023?
Not really. I mean, you always do a little extra, right? But I'm hoping last year was a fluke, and you always do things core wise and strength training wise to prepare yourself. But I like to think that I've been playing at a decent level. I Clemson for 4 or 5 years, and then 4 or 5 years here. So I didn't want to get all scared all of a sudden and think I have to do all this and change who I am. And so just getting back to the basics.
Hunter, first couple days with Jimmy, what are your impressions of working with him?
Yeah, he's fun to play with. He's steady. He's consistent. He's what you want in a quarterback. He's a leader. And so, he's a great guy in the locker room. And so can't say enough good things about him. And he's won everywhere he's been. So, just following his lead and kind of jumping on his back and going from there.
I know he did a lot of work behind the scenes in the spring with you guys. Has that, you've been able to see that translate to the field here first couple days?
Yeah. As far as what you mean?
Just familiarity with the offense, with your guys' chemistry.
Yeah.
Or is that still something you really have to build on?
You can tell he's put a lot of work in, right? You can tell he's got all the motions down. He's not thinking while he's up there, and so he's doing a great job. And you can tell he's on the right path to honing the offense. I guess he's played in it before, obviously, but he's been other places and come back. And sometimes you forget some things, but he's done a great job.
How different is it in that locker room now with Derek gone, with Foster gone, Darren gone, in terms of your personal experience?
Yeah, personally, those were some of my best friends, right? And so you hate to see them go. I know Foster got a chance to go home and, with his cancer, and thankfully he's, in remission with that. And to see Derek go as well, it was tough, but also you understand, why you get paid. It's your job, right? I mean, I'm sure you all have coworkers that either get fired or, get promotions and leave. And so you just wish them the best and know that you have a job to do.
Hard to wrap your mind around that, though, or is that just what the business of the NFL is now?
Yeah, I think that's just the business. I mean, just don't talk to him as much from a day-to-day perspective, but I know that those will be lifelong friends, and we have a lot of people in the locker room now that I'm making lifelong friends with.
It's kind of a different level, like a roar out there at training camp when some guys make a play, and I think you're certainly one of them. It seems like you've had a huge reception. Well, what's that like to you, kind of being a fan favorite after coming in, mid-round pick under the radar guy? Now it seems like you're kind of beloved.
Yeah, I mean, our fans are incredible. I haven't got a chance to go over there. We had media today, and so hopefully this weekend or early next week go over there and sign autographs and hang out with them. And but they've been incredible, and Raiders fans are the most loyal and passionate fan base in football, and I think that's evident to everybody in here, who cover us. And so, it's special, and it definitely gives you an extra step.
Hunter, your wide receiver room may be the deepest in the
Yeah.
NFL, but it's loaded. When you look around that room and all the talent, do you think about the endless possibilities of what you guys can do to create?
Not really. I think just pushing each other every day. I think when you have a lot of good players, at least some of the good teams I've been on, we've all pushed each other, and just iron sharpens iron, and you get better and better and better. And you see, DeAndre Carter make a play, and you go out there and want to make a play, or Trey or Davante, whoever it is, right? You go see them do something spectacular, and you're like, man, that's fun, right? And you want to go. Go do that as well.
What did you learn from the season playing with Davante?
How easy he makes football look. I mean, he's so smooth and consistent, but he is very. He doesn't get enough credit for how smart he is and how he views the game, and he's very genuine, and his intentions are pure, right? I think a lot of people in his position would go out there and make it about himself, but he's very team oriented. And he makes everything about, how can the team get better? How can our position group get better? And so his selflessness is something I learned a lot about, as well as just, how fundamental he is. And, just in and out of routes and, foot placement and, how he views DBs and how he wants to beat them. And so, without getting too much specifics, he's a very intelligent person.
You
Like
talked about-
adjusting to a new system for the first time in your NFL career last year, what were sort of the challenges that came with that? And then I know you're a guy that's pretty, studious when it comes to keeping that notebook that you have, in terms of things that you
Yeah.
improve on every year. Have you kept up with that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you remember that. Just kind of jot down things in the back, and definitely had a lot of things back in South Carolina I tried to improve on. But yeah, new offense, a lot of new details. But like I said, coming into training camp, you have a lot more familiarity with it, and so now you know the general stuff, and you can go deeper. And not as many moving parts. You're not trying to learn it, coming off an injury or halfway through the season. And so it's been fun, and Josh's done a great job of getting us the information and presenting it to us, and just letting us go play.
It's early in training camp, but what have you seen from the defense, the young DBs, and even the addition of Marcus Peters?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gone against them too much. So, ask me again in 2 weeks, and I'll probably have a better answer. But, in the locker room, they're good guys, and that's kind of all I can speak about.
You talked about kind of resetting mentally. Did you have a moment where it would just kind of click, like, okay, like I can get back there, or was it like more of a process?
Yeah, I mean, I think practice matters, right? And I feel like this spring was a big time for me to go out there and prove that I could still do it to myself, and prove that I can play, right? And so that was a big deal to me. And so hopefully I got some confidence from that, and hopefully it carries into training camp.
What's the feedback you've gotten from Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler? I'm sure you guys have had some talks this offseason. How's that going?
Yeah, it's been good. Without getting into too many specifics, it's been good, and hopefully I can just prove them right for re-signing me.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks.